Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the Cave of Desperation dungeon. This guide will walk you through the key mechanics, mobs, and mini-bosses so you can conquer this challenge with ease. Let's get into it. The Cave of Desperation features small arenas where waves of enemies spawn with mini-bosses awaiting in the two final rooms. There are 5 types of ants to watch out for. Mutant worker ants, melee mobs with a poison cleave, face them away from the group. Mutant acid ants, ranged mobs that leave poison puddles. Group them up with CCs like Chain Pull to help bring them down. Mutant charging ants, as their name suggests, they will charge at players, leaving behind a line of small poison puddles. Tank them and focus your CC on them to reduce the puddles on the ground. Mutant soldier ants, these are your typical tank type mobs with a large health pool. They will also do a shockwave-like attack extending out from where they are pointing, so make sure to face these guys away from the group. Mutant exploding ants, these are a high priority. They slow you and explode for massive poison damage. Ranged DPS should handle them. Avoid tanking or meleeing these directly. In the second room, there are several larvae that spawn that will turn into their mature mob counterparts, so make sure to focus down the exploding larva first. And I would go for the charging larva second, just to minimize the poison on the ground. After defeating the larva and any mature ants that spawn, the first mini-boss, Mutant Princess Ant, will spawn. She has a cone attack, so tank her facing away from the group. She spawns larvae on players that need to be passed to others, or they'll explode for AoE damage. If you're the tank, use a cooldown or a potion to tank through it if you're too far away to pass yours on. Focus on any larva adds she summons before switching back to the boss. In the third room, you'll see 3 poison sacks that need to be destroyed to start the fight. After a few moments, you'll start seeing different combinations of the various trash mobs that spawn. Watch out, as there's always 2 explosive ants in these waves. After the third wave with the soldier ant, another wave will spawn with a large egg sac in the center and 3 poisonous worker ants connected to it by a red line, as well as some explosive ants around the outside of the room. These poisonous worker ants will not attack, but instead run away in opposite directions, so CC them and keep them locked down while the group takes them out. If you're really careful, the explosive ants will not aggro onto your group unless someone gets too close, so keep that in mind. Once these 3 worker ants are killed, the giant egg sac in the center will become attackable, so go ahead and damage this down with your group. After the egg sac is destroyed, the mini-boss will spawn, Mutant Giant Acid Ant. Outside of fury attacks, this mini-boss has 2 mechanics to worry about. First, he will put poison puddles under most of the group, so as the tank, you'll need to pay attention to positioning her, so make sure to move the mini-boss so that the melee in the group can freely attack it without standing in the poison puddles. His second mechanic is a very fast fury attack that will pull in anyone who misses the block. I find that he will usually do this with lots of poison under his feet, so make sure to get out fast if you miss the block and move him to another safe zone. Killing this mini-boss will unlock the final boss room. In this large room, you'll see 3 separate platforms. Each platform has an egg that needs to be destroyed to start the fight. Make sure to use flight form when jumping off from these platforms, or you'll take falling damage. As a note, if her target is ever too far away from the group, she will start spamming an AoE poison that stacks, so always make sure to be next to her while tanking. The boss has some fury attacks, so watch out and try to time your block well. You will see her raise her scythe into the air and swirl it around. This is a cue that she is about to do a heavy attack combo on the tank. Be prepared for this and pop a defensive cooldown, as not only does the combo deal large damage, but it will also stun you. Adds will spawn periodically. Kite or tank them until they despawn, or kill them if your group prefers. She will summon larvae like the first mini-boss, so make sure to swap them off. This time, however, if they do explode, they will pop you into the air high enough to do falling damage, so make sure to morph or block to avoid the falling damage. When you see her yell in an alien language, a red circle will appear on the ground. Step inside, and a pillar will form and send you into the air, granting you a damage buff and protection from a room-wide AoE attack. After this, fly to the platform with the gem ant. This ad needs to be killed quickly while the boss stacks poison on the group. Once it's down, return to the boss and prepare for her landing. If you are under her when she lands, she will deal damage and do a knockback. But if you are too far away when she lands, she will spam her AoE attack. Finding the sweet spot between being too close and too far away may take a bit of practice. From here on out, she will repeat her mechanics until you finish her off. Collect your loot and continue on your adventure to level 50, where more dungeons and better loot await. And that's it for Cave of Desperation. If you follow these tips, you'll be well on your way to victory. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Throne and Liberty content. See you in Silesium.